Perfect. Okay. So, Paraj, is my screen is visible? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. So, before we go ahead, let me tell you what exactly these programs like how it's trying to help people to build the career in cybersecurity. Mostly, like what happens, there are the people out there in the market who have done different certifications, right? We have AC Council, CH, we have Security Plus, we have Cloud Security, we have several different certifications. But the
Yeah,
challenge comes for the people to get once they done the certifications, are not able to get an hands-on, they don't
yeah,
have real-time scenarios like how it works. There is a
yeah,
big gap between the academic and a real corporate, as you know very well, right? This
yeah,
is this is how yeah, this is how the challenges many people face, right? So what we have come across with it, seen hundreds of thousands of profiles which are good
yeah,
capable with their qualifications, like they've done the masters in cybersecurity, they've done like
yeah,
a different PhD, but still the lack to get adopt the skill what required in for the job process or interview
yeah,
level, or they are into the basic but they don't know like how can take the profile to the next level. This is all the challenges people face, so we designed these program to come over all the challenge from scratch to advance. How
yeah,
the journey will be there from zero to become a SOC manager. You'll be sitting and talking with the cybersecurity expert teams, getting understand the things, knowing the entire architecture, how it works, things what's going on. Okay.
yeah,
So this is how where we're going to talk about this. Okay. So before I go further, I would like to give you a very short introduction about my profile, what does
yeah.
we do and how it is. So my
Okay.
name is Sheikh Iftikhar, and I'm cybersecurity expert working with 12 years of experience. I work in wide range of services, right? I have almost 20 to 25 teams working with the different projects involved in into training as well as designing different security solutions. So we implement SMEs, small, medium scale enterprises like security challenges. Right now, we are doing some project in Saudi Arabia. So one of the client is working they are the partners for the security process where we're handling all the audit systems, finding out the vulnerabilities, doing the patch management. So we
Doing the,
work
I
in
mean, are you
sorry.
doing the remote work with them?
No, no, we have a certain setup team, which are there on the client site and working on it. And I'll mostly
Nice.
visit there and work on it. Okay. So we are into
Okay.
designing, implementing, and managing the enterprise security solutions across the different sectors. It can be a government, bank, healthcare, as well as
Yeah.
different private sector. So it's not about just giving the security solutions, but also we are into the training part. So we train and mentor almost 10,000 plus professionals worldwide and deliver them the real skills what is required. They focus on learning, helping them to understand the real scenario based how the security systems works, what are challenges comes, what are the day-to-day activities are there, right? This is how where we do the process. And if I talk about my
Okay.
personal profile, I'm a father, husband, hacker, gamer, sports fan, as well as animal lover. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is my LinkedIn profile where you can get the complete process of my journey, like work with the different Huawei, Nokia. I work with different confidential organizations as well to the ministry level. Those areas also I have experienced and worked into detecting the different type of criminals over the cyber and so on. So this is a
Okay.
very short introduction about my profile. And before we go ahead, let me give you what we're going to see that we're going to see that the current job market in Australia, especially if you're talking and as well as global. So
There is many jobs available, but the only thing is they are looking for hands-on on these tools and everything.
exact.
Yeah.
After these demonstration, you get understand exact how it works. So we're
Yeah.
going to discuss about the essential skill required while been working as a security analyst. So we're going to have some live demo on Splunk, Curadar, and some other tools, as well as we're going to know about it, like, how the profile optimizations, which is very important for the recruiters, how they're going to
Yeah.
get into, like, it's all about directly they getting into your inbox. That's how where
Yeah.
we're going to manage the things, okay?
Yeah.
And same while we talk about the career growth and, like, the question, and if you have any questions, you can ask me. So before I
Okay.
go ahead, Balraj, it's that if I love to know about your, like, a short journey about your profile, like, what you're doing, it what you've done so far, so it's
Sure.
easy for me to.
Look, I've been working as in more than 5 years, working in IT and junior network engineer.
Mm,
And when I start my job working as an IT, like level one, level two, and level three. Uh,
mm.
During my time, like I was working as in the Fred IT group. Uh, do you want to share do you like to see my screen, or I can share with that if you want?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You can say no problem. Let me stop. Yeah, please.
Mm, can't see this. Oh yeah, here you go. Got it. Okay. So this is my CV, which I have updated. Can you see the
Mhm.
CV?
Yes, I can see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So normally, right now, I'm working as a freelance, as like just for the jobs. Like sometimes remote, sometimes I need to go on the on-site. So this is
Mm-hmm.
like a basic which I'm helping with the small businesses, going and helping with the customers and everything. And before that, I was working as an IT officer at the
Mm-hmm.
company called Goldfield Mining. It's
Mm-hmm.
for level two and level three. During that time, also, I was working as a senior IT level, look after all the junior people and some
Mm-hmm.
small basic security stuff, which I use airlock, those all these uh,
Mm-hmm.
security tools, which we need to make a block for the users. And if they
Mm-hmm.
want it, they want to really use for the business purpose or for the work purpose, like mining engineers. Then again, we need to follow up with the cybersecurity, and that they will change the policy on their end and everything stuff. Before that, and then I work as a level two, which is a medical industry. It's a Department of
Mm-hmm.
Health of the government of
Mm-hmm.
Australia. I worked
Mm-hmm.
there around like something 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's my
Okay.
experience. And
Perfect.
also,
Perfect.
I got a second man job in that same company, which is the Fred
Mm-hmm.
IT Group.
Mm-hmm.
It was a SOC analyst for 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
During that time, it is like nearly, I will say like 3.5 years or 4 years back on that time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was a small security team, like 4 5 members. And
Mm-hmm.
during that time, they just helped me for the introduction, just keep look how we are working on CM and Sentinel, those tools and everything stuff. And always like we had a meeting, everything. And during that time, it was like 2 days per week in the SOC team and 3 days with my primary role. But unfortunately, they didn't hire me for the SOC team, cybersecurity
Mm-hmm.
team, because my manager, which I'm working as a primary role, which is the level two, she doesn't want me to go onto the cybersecurity.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I was got gap and that time. And during that time, like I just relocated to another place, another
I
location
understand.
state.
Oh,
Uh,
oh,
yeah, before I was in Melbourne, now I was in Western Australia, Perth.
okay.
Yeah, so on that time I was busy with my all permanent residence and all those things stuff, and I got lack of experience cybersecurity, and I just I just
Mm-hmm.
get I mean like 2 3 years I will just keep busy on my work and my things and everything stuff. And yeah, and this is my journey, like which I started as a Bendigo Bank level two IT
I
support,
understand. I
and
understand. I
this
understand.
yeah,
Amazing.
and this is
Perfect. Perfect.
Indian overseas. And
Yeah.
also, I just did a certification because of that.
Mm-hmm.
They want me to get a job. The job is ready, cybersecurity team, but my current manager doesn't want me to go on that cybersecurity team. And I
Okay,
still
okay.
have the certification and CCNA. Just
Perfect,
and this
perfect.
is
I
my
got it.
volunteer everything stuff. Yeah,
Perfect. I got it. I got it. Let me
yeah,
share my screen now.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
It was a long
So
journey.
yeah, I understand. Amazing. Okay. So, with that, I got to know about, already the process, like how it works. So it will be a
Yeah,
very pleasurable, like, we'll go ahead with it. So it's not like going ahead with it exact with the scratch, but what we talk, it means you and you'll understand things very clearly. I understand that. Okay. So let's
yeah,
see. When I talk about the cybersecurity, as we know, like very important thing is that it's all
yeah.
about securing an IT assets, right?
Network.
So that's
Yes,
where the business runs, where the operations carries, right?
yeah,
There are the different level of interactions happen. So we know
yeah,
there are the several different IT assets there in the organizations that can be like workstations in the form of computer, desktops, laptops. We have networks, servers, programs, data, applications where the business transactions happens. And there are the several different type of applications we have it like web
yeah,
applications, mobile application, desktop applications, and so on. So it all about it, like static, dynamic. There are different type of transactions will also take place in the applications. So, as a security analyst, as a security specialist, when we have been working, so we need
yeah,
to protect these from unauthorized access or attack the team for the exploitations, like right from not only just building and security for the endpoint, but also the network, servers, programs, data, even the compliance requirements, like, what are the regularities requirements are there? How are we going to like, make it that secure? What are the policies are there? What are the patches, what are like the simulations we need to take it, or we need to have some uh, basic understanding about evaluations of different risk factors, like what happens. This is how the security works, correct? Now when
yeah,
we talk about the security, as we know very well, that is designed based on the major pillars. As we know, CIA triad, which plays major
yeah.
roles like confidentiality, integrity, and
Integrate.
availability.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
confidentiality is nothing but like how we protect the data, how we make the data confidential while we transmit or we make at rest, whatever data maybe
like
have a different
password.
mode.
Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it should have the proper encryptions. They require the proper security algorithms while we are using. Where that is how we can maintain the confidentiality for the data. In a very simple way, we can say that the data can only be readable only for the authorized person. Unauthorized person should not be able to read this data, even we are sending that over the internet. So we require the secure platform. We require the proper encryptions while we send those data. Now, when we
yeah,
talk about the integrity, there should not be any kind of tampering. There should not be any kind of modifications to our database, right? That's we call as
yeah,
an integrity. To maintain the high level of integrity in the organizations, they should have
yeah,
like proper hashing method. They are like, the different way to maintain the integrity for the systems. And the availability comes like the service should always available, because attackers will attack not only for stealing the information, but the motive or the intention sometimes is for the vandalisms that may also happen. They all make systems down, they don't want the traffic to come and so on. So those might be a reason. So we need to make sure that the service should always available. That's called as an availability. Let's take an example of Amazon. So Amazon
yeah,
making all the data, they put all efforts like maintaining the high level of confidentiality, integrity. But if they not focus on availability, what is the use of confidentiality and integrity? Correct? Because they get the business when the service is available. Correct or not?
yeah,
So availability also plays major role. Need to see the load balancing, and there are like the different factors are there in order to maintain confidentiality, integrity, and availability. This is how it works. So this is how the CIA triad works, right? So as a
yeah,
security expert, we work on CIA, as you know very well about that, like where we can say that the confidentiality, integrity, and availability, which are playing major role in the organizations. So Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Now you can audible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we know, like, as a CIA triad, we work as an, like, if I talk about the cybersecurity expert team is always try to maintain the CIA triad for that. There is a term called as a DAD. Have you ever heard about this?
Nah, nothing.
Okay.
I never.
So DAD is the part of, like, hackers, whenever we talk about it. So they mostly focus on the DAD. It is an opposite of CIA triad, We maintain high
Got.
level of confidentiality to the data, right? So
Yeah.
they want to disclose those information. It's D stand for the disclosure, right? This is how it
Yeah.
works. And I stand for the integrity. So we maintain there should not be any kind of modification should happens to our database, but the attackers want to do the alterations to those database here. That is called as an A here. And the service should always available 24 by 7, 365 days. That's
Yeah.
how the availability are there. They want to distract those services, right? That's how the
Yeah.
DAD comes, right? As an attackers will always try to put the DID efforts, and we as a security expert want to make it like, to secure this platform. This is how it works. So overall, we know that there are the several different roles. Like we have the red team, we have the blue team, the testing team, vulnerability management team, IM
Yep.
team. We have like endpoint security team, network security team. But upon that, the most important roles in the market, which is going ahead right now, as a SOC analyst, because
That's
we know that the security operations center plays a crucial role to maintain the security of an organization. That can be any type of incident, malware, insider threat, external threat. There are several type of, like, monitoring
right. Yeah.
systems are there where as in SOC analyst, we are the centralized unit responsible for monitoring, detecting, and responding. These are the three major things which we need to understand. So security analysts always monitors, they detect, they respond to it. If any incident happens or any security incident, we see that we're going to detect those, we're going to mitigate the security incident in the real time. So overall, the SOC operations are monitoring the security infrastructures,
Yeah.
incident detections, analyzing those incident response, and using the different threat intelligence tools in order to validate those. So if I say that in a very simple way, we know that what is SOC? SOC is a security operations center. They monitor the sign of cyber attack, such as it can be unusual logins, can be strange pattern in the network traffic, or anything that seems out of the ordinary to the organization's asset. So as we as a SOC analyst, when spot this, we jump into the investigation, we stop these attacks to be happens on the organizations, which can be cause anything, right? So IT assets can be something like these, as we know very well about it when we run the business. We know that, like, there are the several different IT assets out there, where the business operations runs. We have the endpoints that can be the workstations, desktops, laptops, mobile phones. We have the smart devices, we have like the IoT devices. This all can be considered as an endpoint. We have a different network devices here. The network devices can be like routers, switches, we have firewalls, we have the load balancers, and so on. We have the servers. So there are the different servers we have it, like virtual servers, physical servers,
Yeah.
where
Virtual.
can be there on premises. We have a different assets, right? Database related to that. Applications we have it, like in-house applications also we have, because there are the different operations happens inside the
Now it's third party.
organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah, third party applications, web applications, desktop applications, and so on. So this is how it would be: the cloud services, regularities, like, the compliance which related to the HIPAA, GDPR, PCI DSS, where we have the payment card industry data security standard usually happens for the financial institutes. We have
Yeah.
we This is all been considered as the the data protections laws, which can be, like, the major concern as a security expert when we are working. So how it works, what things has happens? We know that there is a SIM tool, the security information event management. We are collecting the data. It's in the form of logs from this, right? So there are the different type of integrations happens, that to the Linux servers, Windows servers, like, to the network devices, applications,
Yeah.
security appliance. Like, there are the different technologies like firewalls, EDRs. We have like, phishing detecting, email gateways. We have a DLP technology. So we're going to collect the data from those assets in the form of logs to the SIM. Now, what exactly the SIM is going to do it? It's going to give us an alert if any malicious activities happens. So how does this alert get generated at the SIM tool, right? So it's based on the rules. There are the different rules are there over the SIM. We need to define it. We call it the correlations rules. There is a customized rules. There is the inbound rules and so on. So what does it mean by the correlations rules? Are nothing but is a set of conditions. It's a set of conditions that indicate as a suspicious activities. Let's take example here. If I'll say that it's a set of conditions that indicate a suspicious activity, so what does it mean by that? When we see some events, like, well, let's say that when list 10 events login failure we have seen from the same source with the different username in just 5 minutes, that will be considered as the sum of the
Yeah.
attack we call it a brute force attack, correct? It happens, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
get these type of alert and we're going to write the rules to get alert for these type of indications when we get. So these alert, once it's generated based on these frame structures, we're going to investigate. We need to decide that sometimes what happens, alert may generate, but those alert can be a false positive. Okay. So we need to check that during the investigations, the validations of these alert is a false positive for the true positive. If it's a false positive, it can be a false alarm, but we need to close. But again, it depends upon the number of false alarms that happens, what is the noise ratio is getting created. So there should not be a maximum false positive. So that need to be right a proper the rules that should not be have like the more false
Yeah.
positive. So the volume also very important here. And the true positive it comes, it means like the risk is intercepted and we have to do the incident response. How does the incident response? So there is incident response life cycles are there. As we know, like we have like identifications, we have like eradication process, recovery process, and so on, like which comes with the incident response, which I'm going to tell you that how it works. So once we have
Yeah.
resolved that, we got know that we showed that the incident have resolved when we done the well patch on the system. So we finally
Yeah.
close those ticket. So this is how the ticket systems will be there. And every incident, whenever the incident happens, we know very well about that. The incident when it takes place, so the incident have a different impact. That is called as the severity levels, right? So how these
Yeah.
impact can be there, like what losses can happen to the business asset, what are the critical asset, what are the less critical. So there are the criticality levels are there. Based on that, the severity level can be designed. So what are the assets are more critical? So based on that, the incident need to be responsive. So we have the critical, high, medium, low, so on. So when we are seeing that the SIM tools, let's say that this is one of the SIM tools as IBM Curator, and here we can see the dashboards. So these dashboard also giving us the informations regarding to the applications overview, compliance, networks, risk monitoring, system monitoring, threat and security monitoring. So where we can do it, like we have a different type of offenses here. So what are the offenses we have? It we can see those offenses. We can detect those and can work. So alerts is in the form of offenses can be considered here, right? And here we have the log activities. Log activities means whatever the asset, what are the log sources we onboarded. So we are getting the data from those assets here. So there are the different filters we have, like 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and so on. Like
Yeah.
we can do the different type of filters. We can understand like what happens in the last 6 hours, what type of the incident happens. Let me just group this with the event name. Okay, sorry. Okay, I want this to be great to group with the event one. So we see that like
Yeah.
what are the events happens in a certain time. Like if you can see that this is the top 10 events where it is giving in the form of pie chart, and even we can see all the other details. Like example, you can see the activities that happens. This is the health matrix, warning systems like user account log, user account change, virus detected, like email. We got it like some type of email worms and Linux login messages, Windows machines, applications like user account disable and so on. There are the several different type of attacks or the type of like the activities that happens. We can be able to detect those. Either, here we can see the network traffic, like over the network, what type of traffic is getting passes. What are the source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port, protocol type, what are like the application type, source byte, destination byte, source packet, what is the size of the source packet, because that need to be monitored the suspicious activities or anything it can be considered as a suspect, where we can also check about those informations. I can show you that something like if I'll
Yeah.
take and filter of its last 12 hours, you can see that like the informations come something like this. So what are the traffic comes and what time, what traffic, what is the source port, destination IP, source IP, destination port, like protocol type, application type, everything. So that's all about the traffic where we can see. We have a different type of assets that's is onboarded asset list here. So whenever it is comes on the assets, we can see the assets list, what is onboarded and how it's working on it. We have a different type of report system. So usually when we have been working, so we're going to get these reports as to the client or to the team. We have like monthly report, quarterly report, weekly report in order to give them exact matrix like how it works, what exactly like the security alerts we receive, what is we minimize, how was in the earlier stage, what is the current stage, all those like taking care with those reports and giving like complete. Here we have admin panels, we have a different type of controls that is required here, and we have a different type of other dashboards that can also again help us to understand the entire infrastructure, like whatever we monitor. So we create also the different type of dashboards where it can give it the complete idea about how the activities is happening over this, right? So
Yeah.
overall, we can see that like it can be the event flow, miscellaneous matrix, or any other summary view. So there are like huge informations where we can gather and can work. So overall, this is how the sim tools are there. We have another sim tools, let's say that like Splunk. Now,
Yeah.
you might may have heard about the Splunk, correct?
Yeah.
So Splunk is also one of like considered as a SIM tool where we collect the data here. We can see like what informations are
Splunk
gathered
is
over.
from Accenture, right? It's a part of Accenture. Yeah.
Splunk is it's a product of Cisco now.
Cisco now? Oh, okay.
Okay,
Because I
yeah,
still remember like 4 5 years back. Yeah, it was
yeah,
Accenture. Now it's Cisco.
yeah.
Okay.
It's now Cisco. So here we see that like this is that the dashboards how it's look like, and if you can see like here we get the different information, different type of log searches, like we can do the SPL here. We use SPL in order to search the data. Let's say that if I want to see what happens in the last 24 hours, right? So I can see the activities. Let's say that I want to see something as let me talk about it as in login failures. Okay. If I want to see the last 24 hours, how many login failure happens? So the event code for the login failure is 4625, as we know, like in the Windows machine. So if you
Okay.
can see that we can get these information. So here you can see that last 24 hours I have one login failure here. That is how like the computer name you can see the complete detail about these logs where we can be able to see. There are the different type of like process happen. Let me show you something. Have you ever heard about the brute force attack?
I heard about that, but I never seen like how
You
it.
want to see that? You
Sorry.
want to see that? You want to see that
Yeah,
how
yeah.
it works?
Sure,
Okay,
sure, sure.
let's have a look on this, and also same while we'll see how the data comes here. Okay. So let me
Okay.
just give you some idea here. So
Yeah.
just let me log in. Uh, okay, here we go. So the first important thing is that let me just check. So what we are doing it here, I'm trying to take these as one of the machine.
Yeah.
Okay. So here I'm considering this IP address as 145. Okay, this is a 145, and this is
Yeah.
my another system. That's a Kali Linux. Okay, let me go to the another
So
workstation.
you do the tools as well, Kali Linux. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Are you gonna
So
teach in this Kali Linux
yes,
as well?
yes, it's a part of it. I'll tell you at the end. You'll get clear idea how we're going to get with this. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so here I'm going to use some process called as like let me do. And have you heard about the Nmap anytime?
I heard Nmap. Yes.
Yeah, it's a network mapper. Actually, it scan the
Yes.
entire ports for the targeted IP address. So here, what we have done,
Yeah.
like I have scanned these IP address here, right? 192.168.117.45, which is for my Windows server. So here,
That's
if
a
you
much.
can see that
Yeah.
this is how we're able to see these are the ports are
And
open here, right? We can attack any of these vulnerable ports and can see. So I'm going to target these port SSH login. Okay. Now when I'm doing this SSH login, but here if you can see that if I'll go to the one of the area here, let me just give you some information here.
yeah.
This is our Splunk. Let me get login. Maximum how many attempts can happen in somebody is trying to get login, imagine to a particular endpoint, if they're wrong with the wrong password, let's say that, so what would be the maximum time limit can be there?
I think maximum time is 3 times, and then after it's gonna be
Yes, eight, three time, four times, something like that, right?
then
Correct.
it will be an issues. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I'm doing it, I'm trying to initiate one of this, and we're going to search the logs here, like how many logs we get. Okay, let's see that as well. But let me initiate attack here first. So we have the one of the system called as a Hydra here. Okay, so whenever the brute force attack happens, that is mostly happens on the Hydra here. So if you see
Right.
this command, the command line, I'm using Hydra for SSH login, and this is an IP address of our target system, right?
Yes. Yes.
192.168.117.45 here. And here on desktop, I have the file called as the rockyo. If you can see that here, are you able to see this?
Rock you. Oh yeah, I can see that. That's a
So yeah,
document here
so here I have given this to pick this from the desktop here, and this is
from
how
that machine.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah. So now what I'm doing it, I'm just initiating this attack and see this one. Now let's see what happens. It's applying the condition.
Okay. So it's just like a yeah. It's just started now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's restoring all the files and getting started.
So
So if
what
you
is
can
this
see the
warning? Yeah, I can see that
yeah,
attacking.
yeah, yeah. So this is how the particular IP address, if you can see 192.168.117.145, where the different
Yes.
attempt is happening with the login username and the login password. So they are using the as if now the login username as 123456, and there are the
Yeah.
multiple passwords which are trying it. Got it?
Yeah.
So the
Right.
username change again, the combination will be there. And these many times, the attack which is happening on the particular system. So it's getting attempt. Once it gets success, it will stop as well. This is how it's
So
also
it
be
keeps
happens.
changing login ID and password. Keep changing attacking.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly. So keep
So do
on
you know like
changing the
so do you know like how many times it keep doing it? Like
it all depends, right? It all depends like how the lists are there, what are like possible detections we are doing it. So that
yeah.
that many time they try to get fix those and can do the attack. Okay. So as we see that this many time they are trying. So what I'll do it as if now I'll just stop this.
Yeah.
So I have suspended this. Okay. Now let's go back here and check this. See. this the login failure happens, and you can see that it is into the different format. Like, we can see the login failure events. That's almost
Yeah.
891 here. Can you see this here?
891. Yeah.
Yes. So events are nothing but, we have more than that. If I'll select the range, process, whatever it is happens. So this is what the detections method can be there. So overall, we can see that whenever the attack happens or any logs we are receiving, those are the live logs from those all the assets. Okay. So we're going to write the different type of rules. We're going to understand, how the security works. So there are the
Yeah.
several type of different dashboards we have it. If I can just give you an idea about the dashboard, let's
Yeah.
say that here we have the search, we have like analytics, we have databases, we have different type of reports, alerts, dashboards. So if I click on these dashboard and can trying to see those dashboards, can how it would be there. So I'll try to give you one dashboard for the firewall. This is just created with the demo data, but you'll understand how it works. So here you can see this is the 40 gate firewall, which are going to
Yeah.
give us the informations about the block connections, what are the allow connections, what are the trade on connections, what are the external source IPs, what are the external
Yeah.
destination IP we have with the network traffic by action, network traffic by applications, network traffic by the protocols. Here you can see the block incoming traffic by the destination port. So there is
Yeah.
huge information which we are going to see this, where we are going to get like complete informations about the activities which is happening on these assets. Because we can't monitor at a time with the entire things. If we have dashboard, it's quite easy for us to see that everything what is happening, right? On screen, we see that. So there are the several different dashboards we create and we monitor based on these assets. So this is how, the process are there. Overall, we can see that when we have been monitoring. So as a SOC typically verify the different type of technology and process and activities. So SIM systems collect, correlate, and analyze the security related data across an organization's IT infrastructure. We get the data from EDRs, we get the data from intrusion detection system, intrusion prevention systems, we get from the firewalls and so on. So we detect, prevent known or unknown cyber attacks. We use a threat intelligent platforms in order to identify what is the threat is about it, from where it's initiated. We get the alerts from the EDR. EDR, you might may know about the EDR as well, right? Endpoint detections
Yeah.
response, right? So this is a next
Yeah.
generation antivirus which also generate the logs about the threat update, for any endpoints where we have it, we install the EDRs here. So overall, we know that the what exactly the SOC team will does, right? They get an alert from the SIM tools and they analyze those and they decide that it's a legitimate or it's a bad. If it is legitimate, nothing to do it. We can ignore that. But if anything going bad, then we have to take an actions. And this can be happens internal or external. Internal team are very important to check because the attackers need to come inside the network. There will be a one breach again. They are not inside the network, but the employees are there inside the network, right? So that might
Yeah.
be they do certain activities that may lead to the cyber attack because of lack of awareness training, or might be uh, intentionally or accidentally. It might may happen. So as a security
Yeah.
analyst, what we are going to do it, we not keep monitor only on the external, but the most of the challenge we have to take care of the internal team about their activities. So correct. Let me give you
Yeah.
one simple example. As we can see, we have a different departments like HR, sales, accounting. We have information technology, IT team, which are working again. We have like ICT teams, information on communication technology, like in IT infrastructure, the system team, network team, database team. Now we comes IT security teams where we can see like IM team, endpoint security team. We have the vulnerability assessment team. We have the network security team. We can see we have the SOC team, like the SOC analysts, the people who are working on the SIM, SOC, threat intelligence tools in order to understand and detect. So we as a security
Yeah.
analyst, we keep an eye on the all the activities and keep up interaction with that. It's similar like if the civil engineer is there into construction, is going to construct the building, houses, villas, malls, bridges, he need to interact with the several teams. Like let's take an example. If it is creating or constructing a villa, he need to interact with the architect, he need to interact with the mason, he need to interact with the tile worker, plumbers, electricians, painters, and so on. If lack of interaction with this team, the construction will not happen according to the plan what they have it. Correct or not?
That's right. Yeah, that's how SOC
This,
analyst. Yeah.
yeah. So the same way, when we talk about the cybersecurity team, so we not only take care of the external threats, but also the internal teams. Like we have the HR team, we have the marketing team, we have network team, we have the finance team, and so on. The IT team. So there are the
Yeah.
several team are there, and they are doing the certain operations. So we as a security expert, we're going to monitor every activities what they are performing as a security specialist. Will keep an eye on these activities and take idea about what they are doing it. So that's very important concept in the security while being working on it. So as a SOC analyst, what we're going to do it, we're going to monitor, we're going to detect, we're going to investigate on the different incident, and we're going to respond to those threat type. This is how the security analysts work. They have a different level, level one, level two, level three. So they have a different, part of activities based on the expertise they design. And we're going to have a picture with the entire systems, like how it works. So
Yeah.
overall, we know that there are the cyber attack that happens continuously, and this is on the massive scale. If we can see that it not stop, it's continuously to be happens. So as a cyber
Mhm.
security expert, we're going to check, what type of attacks are there. There are the several types, like phishing attacks, DOS attacks, SQL injections,
Yeah.
ransomware attack, cross-site scripting, or it can be any violations happens to the data sets, modification to the data set. It can be the drive-by download, zero-day exploitations. That is also the possibilities are there where the attack may take place. So we, as in security analysts, we need to take care of all those incidents. We know like how we're going to resolve those incidents and how we're going to take an action. So overall, we can see that whenever the incident is taken care, we have the preparation process. Like we prepare the entire team, the tools, technologies, process, everything, the rules and responsibilities, how they need to perform. Identifications method is very important, how quick we're going to identify any type of incident when it has happens. Then comes as like containment. So we're going to, it should not get the spread to the systems. So we have a proper SLA in order to make these systems away from the corporate network. We isolate the system, we quarantine the systems, and then one do the containment comes as an eradication process. Eradications are nothing but we do all the process of removing the malwares, removing the payloads, understanding what type of the the root cause was there in order to that the malware has injected here. Then once we done this, we'll patch well the system. We take them to the recovery, recover back to the businesses, and we create one lesson learned here. It's kind of knowledge management system. In a future incident, if anything happens, that can be get review and can have the complete use case, what operations or what method we have done in order to resolve this incident. Sometimes this may need to submit to our client as well if we are taking care of MSSP project, or if it is
Yeah.
not in-house project. This is how it works overall. So this is how the incident response will be there. So there are the different type of malware incidents, unauthorized access, phishing attack, DOS attack, insider threat, data breaches, incident response to the vulnerabilities, IoT security incident, application security, again very important, data exfiltrations, brute force attack, as just now we have seen, the security policy violations may happen. So this is the other type of incidents which takes place, and security expert we're going to secure that. So overall, we have a different type of analysis. If I'm doing the malware analysis, we need to know like the static analysis or dynamic analysis. So we have a different type of tools here, right? We have the memory analysis, we have reverse engineering. So it's all about to get understand what is the behavior about these malware, like how it's going to be work. If I'll say, let me just give you some idea here. Okay. uh let's say that if I am doing some incident response, or I'm using certain threat intelligence tools in order to understand like how it works. So here we can see that overall, if I'll go further, create the submissions, here we have the process of doing the investigation. So let me just insert one malware here. It's as a sample malware to get
So
understand
this
how it.
is part of your trade tool, or
Yeah, it's a threat intelligence tools, one of to do the analysis process here, how it works. So
Okay.
we're going to upload this file. So here you can see that when we are uploading a malware file here, it's going to do the complete
Check.
analysis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we have the two part, right? One is dynamic, one is static. So what is
Static.
the difference between this? It says that when I'm talking about the static, it examine the file without executing it. Dynamic analysis, executing the malware in a
Yeah.
controlled or in isolated environment. The same thing, like we have the different type of sandboxes which can be used here. So overall, we can see that this is how it will be. So as if now I'm going for the static here. So if I am doing the static analysis here, it's going to give me the complete report about it. What are the suspicious activities, what their attic apps are there, what are the IOCs are there, indications of compromisations. So here we can see the IOCs. So this is the extracted IOCs are there. And these IOCs are globally same, right? Because this is at the hash will never get changed. So if I want to see, like, let's see that if I copy this MD5 and if I go to the other threat intelligence tool, let's say that if I'm going to the virus total example, if I put these informations, whatever we have taken with that payload, and if I want to compare or re-verify with the other threat intelligence tools, also here you can see the risk factor is very high here. Out of 67, 63, it says the malicious, and here you can see it's a virus and Trojan. So we can get it like in the list of the vendors which have reported this as malware, and here you can see the complete detail about these files, like the hashes, SHA-1, SHA-256, all the information. We can see the
So this
behavior type
virus
relation.
total. So check this virus total thread zone. It's a part of that tools which the SOC analyst people they use in the
Exactly,
part of.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
it's it's a part of threat intelligence tools.
Yep. Got it.
Okay, so here we see
Yep.
that the complete information, how it works, what is the resource balance, everything. So we're going to get these detailed informations about the behavior type, relation type, what they are doing it, how it working. This is taking with the MITRE attack frame. What is the technique, tactics they are using? What is all those details where we can be able to see here. So that's related to the systems where we can understand the method, the type of process which has been generated. So overall, we got to know that as a security expert, we're going to do these type of analysis. You got it? Is that clear?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So in the cloud, because the cloud is also very important in today's time, because most of things are from on premises is migrating to the cloud, and the cloud security is also,
Most of them. Many
yeah,
of them. Yeah. I saw
yeah.
AWS and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so we need to know like how the security can be get managed for the data security, availability, compliance, or disaster recovery, or the business continuity. What are the IAM process? Are they governance? Everything, which we're going to discuss that in detail about the cloud security as well. The container securities, like how the compliance will be there. So it might be encryptions, vulnerability, audit and compliance. So some type of audit systems, how it works. It's not just we going ahead with the security level, but an idea about the audit part, how the
Yeah.
how the audit systems works, right? What are the requirements are there, how the evaluations can happen, what is the internal audit, what are the external audit, the complete framework. We're going to have it over here also. We're going to talk about network security, terminal security, container security, API security, disaster recovery, everything in detail we're going to discuss about it.
The
So
cloud security.
overall,
Yep.
these are the tools which we are going to discuss, like virus total, Azure Sentinel, Splunk, Jira, like the ticketing tool indications, like IBM
Jira. Got it.
QRadar, Wireshark, where you might may know, like you might may have used this Wireshark as well in order to analyze the packets,
I
right?
have that tools like yeah.
Yeah,
I use
yeah,
sometimes in the work
yeah,
and
yeah. So we have we analyze the in packet size, what are source IP, source port, protocol type, TCP header, IP header, all those analysis we are going to do with that. So overall, the different role are there: level one, level two, level three. So we're going to start from the level one to the level three. It's like if you have already the IT background, you can go with the level three. But with this training up to the level two, you can grab the opportunity. As you're the profile, if I can see that your profile it matches with the role can go up to the level three. This is how where we are doing this process. Okay.
okay.
So
Yeah.
we know I don't need to mention you about salaries, because this is mostly happen to people who don't have an idea about the cybersecurity salaries. You can see that according to Forbes, this is the second paying large salaries. And this is how the pay scale which is going in the Australia market. Many of
That's
the
right.
people have taken an advantage and they are able to grab these opportunities. And there are the different companies are there are the different people who have taken the training from my side. Mostly
Yes,
they have been as they're on the job 90% of people, because we focus that like you know it's all about not uh, doing any kind of course completion. It's all about what is the target where we are going to reach.
that's right.
That's the most important part for us to go ahead and process.
Yeah,
That is how where we are going to discuss all the things in detail. Okay. So
yeah,
this is what where we are doing it. So the main requirement, what we are doing it, we learn all the cybersecurity fundamentals, build a strong foundations in networking, operating
yeah,
systems like Linux in Windows in securities solutions.
yeah,
We're going to talk about how we can monitor, not only monitor but also integrations of SIM tools, collecting the data from the different assets. This all things we're going to do: incident response, threat hunting, different type of frameworks for the MITRE attack framework or the cyber kill chain. All those based on the NIST format. We're going to discuss that. We're going to have the practical lab, the real SOC lab, where you doing
yeah,
practical as well. You're doing
yeah,
the sample investigation as I showed you that. And finally
yeah,
comes to the optimizations, right? This is very, very important, because once we put all the
yeah.
efforts, it will be utilized once we get an opportunity to our inbox, right? That's very
That's
important.
right.
Correct or not? So, Balraj,
Yeah,
this is the LinkedIn optimizations. We have a very expert level of process which we're going to guide you how your LinkedIn profile should be there in order to get connected. So I'll just give you how I got some clients in the Saudi Arabia. Just give me a moment. Let me just project you and can give you some idea about this, how it,
yeah.
the people may reach. This is a sample which I have done the testing, but still, you get an idea how it works. Just show
That's your clients like who are working in Dubai. Yeah,
you. Yeah. So here, if you can see, I have the people who are directly to, they are reaching me directly for reasons they have an opportunity to work it. Not one, it's just for a trial where we have done actually. Here you can see the cybersecurity data protection engineers opportunity that has come. It's like they come directly to my inbox. Okay. It's
yeah.
we do the optimization somewhere like these here. So they have an opportunity to work with some of the process here. So not only this, if you see, I have the many people who are trying to reach me for this process
I
here.
think
you,
I think
you
it's
can
based on your LinkedIn headline
exactly
profile. That's
exactly
how
the
they catches
optimize.
the keywords.
Yeah,
That's right.
the keywords. This is what I want you to understand, that it's all about the research. Like here you can see that, hello, I came across with your profile and found it with Australia, one of the client base in Saudi Arabia would be available for the quick call. So like these we have the many of them are reaching me, especially because I have done this part. And here you can see that again I have this opportunity from again. So you can see that there is a huge area where we can use these skill set, to give them how it works, what is the possible ways are to get into the industry. Correct. So this is
Yeah,
the optimizations which we are going to do with your profile based on the Australia market. I believe you're
yeah, yeah.
getting my point. Yeah. So based
I
on
have
the
some
keyword.
recruiters, I have some recruiters agencies. Like the
Uh-huh.
only thing is, once I got a hands-on experience tools and everything, uh, on the side by side, I can reach out to them as well, so they can help
Yeah,
me.
that's yeah,
And also, you
that's
can think like you can help me with the LinkedIn, which I can
sure,
build
sure,
my.
sure, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. We're going to do that as well. We'll take always best options, right? If we have with the agencies also, we connect with them, but the people are reaching with us, and for the future upgradations, getting contracts as you involved in the business in Australia. So that makes
yeah,
sounds you good, like to get the more clients with that, and the many open doors we at this point of
yeah,
time. Now let me just project you, what exactly we are going to do it now. Okay. So this is how we are going to work, SOC operations, procedures, and tools. We're going to get an hands-on practical with the real SOC environment. We're going to do
yeah,
everything. Even we're going to see the preparations for the job interviews, right? Whatever the
Yeah.
content delivery is very important for that, right? And
Yeah.
the sessions are live as we are doing it one to one. So we have start from the networking. Even you know everything about networking, you have very good
Yes.
experience, but still we get some revision with that, and your inputs also makes more difference for the others as well. Correct?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's how the networking we go everything about the stock which we need. We're going to talk about the cloud security as I said you that, and finally we're going to talk about the interview preparation. This is how it would be there. But this is all are the detections part we are giving. But also we have one process. This is the video based. As you asked me about the Linux, etc. Right? So
Yeah.
here we're going to have these here the Linux security sessions related to the SOC operation. That's fine, the command line and all we can be able to see. But when it is comes to the entire ethical hacking lab, you're going to get an
Yeah.
access video base for this, okay, with our expert which already have done, and the VAPT, that is a web pen testing, like how attacks happens on the web applications, right? Because it's not
Is it like a video based, or is it like a tool video based with the tool login?
yes, everything, all the lab requirement, everything is recorded with the video with the batch is going on. With live batch, we have recorded, okay, with all resources available.
Okay.
You
So
got it?
do I have hands-on tools with that as well?
Yes, you will get hands-on tools with this as well. So this is
Okay.
the video base, what we are doing as live, especially for the cloud and SOC. But this, you get an access beneficial. Overall, we can see that the tools which we are going to do it live, the Splunk, IBM Curator, Wireshark, Azure Sentinel, as well as Nessus, in order to find out the vulnerability assessment, how we can find out those vulnerabilities. So this is
Okay.
what we can do it. We work with the live SOC scenarios, incident investigation, log analysis, threat detections,
Yeah.
like how it works. We talk about the security architect. In that level, we are going to talk about it. Okay. So we build a strong LinkedIn profile that gets a notice by the top recruiters. So get career support to move forward with the confident, whatever we required for the preparations with the interview. So we have expert guidance and the practical tips which is required. We have the process to improve your professional CV. We give you the samples and we do the modifications on that if it is required. So overall, I
Yeah.
can say that we stand out, to get you the best job with your salary goal, the complete search support package, which we are doing it.
Yep.
So this is what where we are doing it. If I talk about the duration of this course, it takes nearly 2 months, the working days, 60 days. Okay. So that is a 60 days. Daily will be a 1 to 90 minutes, 1 hour to 90 minutes session will be there. It depends. Sometimes it reaches 2 hours as well. It all
So
depends,
how we gonna use like a weekly, like how many days, like
the
how we
in a
gonna
week we have in a week we have 4 days. In a week we have 4 days.
4 days,
Yeah.
and the time is like
A time based on the Australian time and Australian standards, we are going to go ahead. Mostly in the evening, we are planning for these batches.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And is it like just me, or at the moment, or there
No,
is
no.
some other?
We have around 5 to 10 people from Australia. Okay,
Okay,
which
that's
have
good.
been a part of this. This is how we are going.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
because
And regarding that,
what mhm. Yeah, please.
so you're gonna provide the tool access, or
Everything,
is it like,
everything from scratch to advance, all the tools, access, setting a lab, everything we're going to discuss in detail. That's how it will
Kali
be.
Linux, everything, Wireshark, everything, and that?
Yeah. See, as I said, you the Kali Linux. Initially, we do that for getting the data, but entire sessions for ethical hacking, which I showed you the video bits, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's we be having on the video lab because major part we're going to do this as well as ethical hacking lab setup. If you are having any problem, we're there to help you out to set up the lab. There is not an issue for that.
Okay, good. And is it like the tools, when you giving an access, like for all the people who are doing the training, is it based
Uh-huh.
on their email, or is it from your and your ID and password
No,
from you?
no. It's all based on your premises. We're going to guide you in a such a manner that you do
Yeah.
not have any type of limitations that only this many time I can do the practical or this many logs I can do the analysis. Mostly it happens when we set up those environment on cloud. But what
Okay,
we do it, will make it everything ready on your premises to use till you get perfect.
got it. Yeah,
This is how we are doing it.
perfect. And so this is all the tools you're gonna teach us, like
Yes,
Azure,
yes,
Sentinel, Splunk, Zero, Kali,
yes, yes,
Check.
yes,
And one more thing,
yes.
like there is no required we're gonna use the CrowdStrike, Falcon, or
Yes,
something.
yes. It is. It is might may required. See, while being working in the industry, we required to be have EDR, Cod Sky, Crowd Strike Falcon if we go, or Carbon
Yeah,
Black, or
yeah.
if we can say like there are Sentinel one and so on. The different EDRs are there, right? So we will see that analysis as well. We get the log from EDRs and see how the investigations can be done on that.
Okay,
Got it? This is how.
cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it will be good. Like at least 2 days in the weekdays and 2 days in the weekend, evening time will be.
Yeah, exactly. Saturday to Sunday and Monday, Tuesday, we can manage those like
Because I think most of the people they work Monday to Friday. And
yes, most of the people work, but what we'll see accordingly because sometimes they'll be busy with the entire. People want something like let me wrap up everything till Friday,
yeah,
Saturday, Sunday. I want to be completely free with my family. This thing
like
still
that. Yeah.
happens, right? So we'll
Yes,
see
yes.
because it's 4 days, the
And
relaxed
1 hour
time
to
where we can, yeah,
right?
1 hour
1 hour
session,
goes
right? Yeah.
1
Yes,
hour. Okay.
yes.
You know. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So
Perfect.
that's it all, Balraj. It's pleasure talking you and really enjoy
Thank you.
talking you with that. I'll
Thank you,
see
man.
you
Thanks
the
for
positive on onboarding.
showing me everything, the demo and everything.
It's a pleasure.
And
Yeah, please
regarding the,
do. Yeah,
what's
sorry.
that? Sorry. You go ahead.
Yeah, just I was saying that only key if you want to proceed with it and if you like those things what we are providing, so let me know so we can do the onboard process. And the
Yeah.
commercial, I believe I've already given you the idea about the commercial, right?
You mentioned like $100 registration,
Yes,
then
$100 is the registration part, and 500 it would be the fees.
500 fees. Is it
Yeah,
500 fees like I can do the like 2 or 3 plans like
yeah.
that?
We can go
Okay.
ahead with the two plans. We can go ahead with the two plans. No
2 plans.
problem for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
No problem.
Uh,
Thank you. I will
yeah.
go ahead. I will definitely go ahead with you. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Pleasure.
Do I need to
Uh,
get a confirmation? Do you need a confirmation by this today or tomorrow or
yeah,
when?
you take your time. You take your own time. Just give me a confirmation so we do the registration process. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you, Vadraj. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you,
Good
Sheikh.
night.
Have a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.